this saved properly. If it didn't, I'm going to be very upset. Come on. Load up. Load up properly, please. Okay, cool. We are right. Oh! And incoming Vagram raid. Welcome, raiders. It's time to head back into the shadows. And thank you, Vagram, for the raid. Alright, so last time we got put in charge of the team. We finished out by looking through the entire computer that Monica left. Oh, a very rad raid. Thank you. I've got nothing more to say, boss. Let's just get this run taken care of. You can hit me up again later if you want to talk. Okay. So, that just means start the run. So, does that mean I leave? Yes, that means I leave to the streets. Okay. And then I go to the U-Bahn platform. And I take the train. Of course, none of the rest of the group is with me. Assemble team and travel to Das Kesselhaus Hotel to search for Green Winters. Yes, that's what we want. More than likely, we're going to get shot at. Because that's the way it always goes. Das Kesselhaus Hotel and Nightclub, crown jewel of Drogenkeep, the filthiest Kias in Berlin. Opening the door to the ground level dance club is like bashing your head into a wall of sound. Flashing lights stab your eyes, and the air is perfumed with cheap synthahol and engine grease. Everything in here is cranked up to 11, a playground for the numb. Green Winters is somewhere in this building. You steel yourself for the sensory assault and step inside. The team takes a quick check of their weapons and follows you into Das Kesselhaus. Okay, and there's where we check everybody's loadout. I do believe I need to get him a gun eventually. You've got a shotgun and a sniper rifle. Very nice. And you've got your hand razors. Okay. Yep. And we got my Dobie, and we're good to go. Okay. Oh, gotta make it past the bouncer, it would seem. The troll working the door might be the shortest you've ever seen, and the thickest. Despite the pounding music and the writhing bodies, his face is buried in a comic book. He looks up, gives you a cursory once-over, and sighs. Welcome to Das Kesselhaus, now under new management. Again. There's no cover. Just go on in and get your fix. That's Kroner at the bar over there. He'll take care of you. He buries his nose back into his comic book while tapping a meaty thumb on the black plastic slung from his belt, a high-powered stun gun. Just play nice or you'll meet Herr Zapp. Have fun. Looking for someone, maybe you know him. Keeps his nose in his comic book. I doubt it. This place is filled with interesting people just dying to meet you, so go meet them. He's supposed to be some sort of F-state activist. Calls himself Green Winters. He brightens. An F-state activist? Why didn't you say so? Maybe you could introduce me? Oh, good, Night Pirate. Ah! Sweet jeebus. Alright. Okay, okay. So we got a few of these to go through. Um, 3 rando tier 1 subs. One for Kugus, one for a random viewer, and I cannot pronounce that name because it's a string of letters and numbers, and one for the fire. So, but thank you for those 3 subs, Malrat. They are much appreciated. All new subscribers, please make sure that your Twitch and your Discord are linked together. There are special rewards for subscribers. And I will get to you after the stream and get you all set up with those special rewards. So, his expression falls flat again. No, he puts down his comic and his voice slows to a crawl. He makes a point of enunciating each word. I point people to the bar. If someone starts trouble, I give them a taste of Herr Zapp. That's it. That's all I do. Okay. You're helpful. Not. Alright. Let's take a look around this place. The music out here on the floor, hi honey, is way too loud for comfort. The scene going down at the bar is even louder. The dealer on duty stands impassively behind the bar. A desperate looking young woman is pleading with him, apparently to little effect. No, Kugus. Bad. And actually, no, you can't. Moderators cannot time out other moderators. Alright, Silk. I'm going to explain how this works to you one more time. I get my cash, and you get your cram. No cash, no cram. Period. But I need it, Kroner. Come on. Her words come out in a desperate whine. Pale skin, sunken eyes, and a trembling lip all point to the early symptoms of withdrawal. And I have cash. I totally do. It's up in my room, but you guys won't let me up there to get it. Hotel's under new management, beautiful. You don't have a room anymore. Whatever was up there, you might as well forget about it. But that was all I had, and I have to get right soon. Oh, maybe we could work out a trade. Cram for services. Services? Understanding slowly shows on the young woman's face. Her eyes go wide. Come on, Kroner, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You want the cram or not? She sets her jaw, a look of disgust on her pallid face. That ain't gonna happen, chummer. Not now, not ever. The bartender shrugs. I give you about a half an hour before the shakes set in. When that happens, you know where to find me. He turns to another customer with a smirk, leaving the desperate young woman crumpled against the bar. Oh, then. That might be a way up. Silk looks up at you, a look of abject misery plastered across her face. Leave me alone, okay? I've got problems to deal with. Sounds like the new management stole your property. Answer some questions for me, and I'll help you get it back. Really? That'd be incredible. Her lips struggle upward in a facsimile of a smile. I really need that money, and I left some things in there too. You know, personal stuff. I can be very discreet. My stuff should be up in room 304. That's where me and Nadia and Sarah were staying until, well, you know, I'll be waiting right here when you get back down. So, what did you need to know? Need to get up to the hotel. Who do I talk to? Talk to Frank. He's a floor manager. He'd have an elevator key. She points to the north end of the club. He's over there on the VIP balcony. See the greasy jackass in the oversized suit? The one drooling all over the table dancer? That's Frank. Tell me whatever you can about the gang that's taking over the hotel. Bad guys. I mean, like, real bad guys. The gang that used to run this place wasn't all bad. They kept the cram flowing and the prices weren't too high. They never hassled me as long as I kept buying. The new guys killed them all when they took over. Now I'm stuck dealing with assholes like Kroner. The floor manager, Frank, had a thing for my girl Sarah. He was always coming on to her, no matter how many times she told him no. I haven't seen her since the takeover, but he won't stop asking me about her. Guy's a real creep. That's about all I can think of. I steer clear of the new guys when I can. She steals a glance over her shoulder at Kroner, a scowl on her face. I shouldn't have to tell you why. Have you heard of a guy named Green Winters? No, I don't think... Oh, wait, yeah. I bumped into him here a few days ago. I remember because his name sounds like a kind of chewing gum. Very true. I don't think I remember seeing him leave, so he's probably holed up in his room. I'm pretty sure that there's still some people up there. The ones that the gangers missed. I hear they locked themselves in. What can you tell me about the layout? Well, it's a nice enough place, you know, for a factory. Let's see. Well, okay. The second floor is a security station. Lots of high-tech stuff up there. And I've heard stories about the penthouse level. Something about a sealed vault. There's supposed to be something real valuable in there, but nobody knows what it is. Doesn't stop them from talking about it, though. Thanks. You've been very helpful. Sure thing. Just hurry back with that stuff, okay? I really, really need it. Okay. Talk to Frank. Party girl. Kroner. Inspect. Expensive bottle of scotch. From the color, you'd guess the contents are at least 50% water. So they water down the drinks. They overcharge for the drugs. And they steal people's property. That's great. Alright, let's go talk with Frank. Pinned to the floor manager's too expensive for this neighborhood and too baggy to be his suit is a name tag. Frank. Yeah? What you need? Reluctantly, he shifts his attention away from the elvish dancer swaying in front of him. Sarah needs your elevator key. She says it's important. Frank's eyes go wide. Sarah? She needs something from me? That's right. And if you helped her out, it sounded like she'd be grateful. Okay, yeah, okay. I can't leave the floor, on duty and all that. And I can't just hand over the key. I can open the elevator back up, though. And you can let her know? I can make that happen. Okay, alright. Frank rubs his hands, a barely contained look of excitement in his eyes. He fishes a small remote out of his pocket and presses a button. The elevator's open. When you see Sarah, you tell her that I'm glad she's okay, right? And make sure she gets that it's me helping her. Sure thing, Frank. That was easy. Okay. All I gotta do is just go to the elevator and head on up. Oh man. That's a big gun. Okay, game saved. Find a way to access the hotel area. That was easy. This elevator seems mechanically sound. That's about all it has going for it. Candy wrappers and used syringes litter the floor, and the handrails are inexplicably sticky. It would appear that cleanliness isn't a high priority for the hotel staff. Well, let's see. Silk stuff is up on the 3rd floor. Penthouse suite has the vault. Second floor has the security station. I think we need to go shut down the security first. Right? Talk to Frank. Retrieve Silk's belongings. Yeah, well. Yeah. Very true, honey. Very true. You know what? Let's go shut down security first. Make it easier to move around. Let's see here. And control mode. Thank you. Naturally, you miss. Alright. Move, move. I got no line. Now I got a line. Switch to your claws, please. Oh. Line of sight block. What the heck? Haha! Gotcha, suckers. Alright. Get over here. Come on. Oh, come on. Got a lot of grenades on you, lady. That's a bad idea. I think this entire thing was a bad idea. Might end up having to go back and redo this. Oh. Well, that's a miss. Ooh. Come on. Well, close enough. Oh, and a shotgun. Come on. There we go. And Dragon Slayer. Maybe? Nah. Just throwing out a knife at him. Alright, you switch to shotgun. Because he's very much in range. Come on. Keep running. Let's see here. If I move here, I still don't have a shot. Dang it. Alright, go get him. And he's bleeding again. Alright, and... How did you manage to get paint there?
I forgot that this side of the dresser was still wet, and so when I set it down off of my lap, it got me.
Silly girl. She's doing prep work for tomorrow. painting her dresser leg that's going to be for her custom desk. And she managed to paint herself. At least it didn't paint... At least she didn't paint herself into a corner. That's what I was trying to say. And throw a knife. Throw a knife. Shotguns work very well. Okay. Hotel administration terminal. Navigation options. Search guest register by name. Search current guest register by room number. Admin services. Press the 1 key. Green. Winters. Currently staying on floor 4 in room 405. Read the attached notes. Guy in the master suite on 4 asked for his room code to be changed again. Paranoid son of a bitch. Anyway, dude's been renting one of our biggest rooms for months, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much. New code is 1989. Return to main menu. Press 2 key. 305, she said? No, that wasn't it. Delete, delete, delete. 304. That's my code. Current tenants. Silk Schroeder, Sarah Newman, Nadja Bauer. Read attached notes. Schroeder, cram habit, 2 ampules a day. Preferred customer. Newman, bliss habit, 1 pack a day. Note to sales team, keep the pressure up. Shows signs of becoming a preferred customer. Bauer, recreational, multi-drug user, preferred customer. Alright, walk away. Alright, well, we know where his room is. That's a good thing. What's we got in here? What else is in this mess? A thing. Maintenance key fob. That helps. Maintenance key fob. I don't even need to go. I don't even need to go and get his code. But it helps to have it anyways. Okay, 3rd floor. Go get silk stuff. 301, 302. 303. Inspect. Hunt reads do not open. Might go with the note for a bit. Come back and check it out later. Open door. 304. Exactly the room we need to get to. Cred stick. Stuffed bear. And cookbook. Okay. Got silk stuff. That was easy enough. Might as well check out all the other rooms while we're at it. Nothing there. Door over here said do not open, but you know what? I'm going to open the door anyway. Oh! Dearie my. What on earth are you? Who in their right mind leaves a giant scorpion in their room? Alright, let's get in there and kill this thing. Kill the bug. Whoa! Kill a giant bug. Kill a giant bug now. There we go. Jeez. Whew. Open the doors. Food is in the crisper drawer. See you next week. Oh my god. A pet giant scorpion. Good God Almighty. Alright. Confirm. And let's see, who else needs it? Ooh, yep, you need it. You need healing. Let's go with this one. Confirm. There we go. Alright, everybody's all set. And what's in this room? Something I can take, obviously. Ah, some cram, okay. Alright, 4th floor. Let's see, who's in 405. 401, something. No. 199. Nope. Obviously, you can't get in that one yet. We got over here. What's this? Oh, a frag grenade. Helpful. Somebody just threw away a perfectly good grenade. Alright. 403, 404. Bathroom. Nothing in the bathroom. 405. Definitely the one we need. 1989. Submit code. The door unlocks. In we go. Nothing in this room. Aha. I do believe he's been fragged. And recently, too. The scene is eerily familiar. The dead man is still jacked into his smoldering computer, his face contorted into a mask of pain. Blue smoke spills from his data jack, like Monica. And there's something else. The man's outline is wrong. It takes a moment for the realization to sink in. His back is bent at an impossible angle. Jesus. Looks like he can convulse hard enough to break his own spine. Is that even possible? Glory gestures at the twisted form on the carpet. You tell me. Iger kneels beside the corpse, bending to peer at his face. Matches the description that Alta gave us. It's Green Winters. She straightens, glancing back over at the body before returning her attention to you. This would happen to Monica? I suspect that it would have. We jacked her out in time to prevent it. Hello, way to go. Yeah, I'm getting that. Iger takes another glance at the broken corpse, and you can see the uncertainty growing in her eyes. I've seen biofeedback deaths before, never seen anything like this. Kneeling to inspect the body, you find smears of blood on the carpet under Winter's right arm. Moving the arm aside, you find a number written across the floor, 91612. You use your PDA to take a hollow pick of the number and the body, then step away. Okay, what else we got? Painting and a painting. Hanging on the wall is a large, gaudily framed painting, an unimaginative still life of some kitchen objects sitting on a table. Move the painting. Nothing here. Okay. And go check this painting. Obviously, there's a vault in one of them. Hanging on the wall is a large, gaudily framed painting, an impressionist landscape, inexpertly rendered in splotches of cheap acrylic. A nameplate in the frame reads, Harz Mountains 2011. Move the painting aside. There's a small locked safe installed in the wall behind the painting. 91612. Inside the safe you find a bundle of old, well-worn media discs. The words "Watch Me" have been hastily written on the back of the topmost disc. Inspect the discs. The disc labeled "Watch Me" looks almost new. The others are clearly much older, and many of them are badly scratched. The last 2 discs in the bundle are stuck together, and when you try to pry them apart, the readable surface of the bottom disc peels away. Take the discs. Ah, well. Oh, phone's ringing. Okay. Hey there, Chief. Don't hang up. I got a proposition for you. I'm listening. You probably noticed that this building is under new management, right? And judging by the fresh corpses that I'm seeing strewn all over the hotel, I'm going to guess that you don't like the new guys any better than I do. Well, I'd like to make you an offer. You help cover my escape, and I'll get you into a secure vault on the top floor. Belong to the leader of the gang that used to run this place. Trust me, it's still secure. I set up the security protocols myself. The last decker they brought in to take a crack at it came back out on a stretcher. They haven't found too many volunteers since then. You got my attention. What's in the vault? Gear, money, you know, lots of good stuff. I'm going to need some specific examples if you want me to help you. Look, buddy, I just set up the matrix security for the thing. The old boss didn't let me set foot into the vault. He was a little paranoid, you know? But he was adamant that he wanted me to rig up some really killer IC, so there must be something of value in there. So how about it? You want to crack at that vault or not? Yeah. Where do I meet you? Room 505 on the penthouse floor. Come rendezvous with me here, and I'll take you to the vault. You better be the one to deck in. Okay, let's get up there. Oh, okay. Obviously I can get in the room 401. Penthouse suite. Stow over here, buddy. I'm coming. I don't know how the heck you knew to find me. Knew you'd come. I've always been a good judge of character. Since we're meeting in person, I'll formally introduce myself. He nods his head in salute. Blitz, Decker Extraordinaire, at your service. Preacher. The vault is just around the corner. Once we get there, I can unlock it with a few clicks on the keypad. Blitz offers you something between a smile and a smirk. Built myself a back door when I wrote the security system. Never hurts to be careful. Sounds good. Let's go. Okay. What's this? Advanced drone repair kit. I needed that. Okay. Nothing over here. And nothing over here. What? Where is this vault you speak of, sir? Okay. Ah, over here. Okay. So we take care of the run on the vault. Ooh. Good Lord. They were waiting on us. Control mode. Come here, Fido. Get him. Trick. Get over here. Knife him. Or not. Gory. Get him. And Blitz. Get over here. And now that Blitz. That's not Blitz. Ooh, good shot. Blitz right here. It kind of seems that way for. And well, over here behind full cover. We need the Decker alive for this one. Oh, that wasn't very nice to your friend. Missed. Dang it. Got him. Alright. And Iger misses. And kills him dead. Oh, man. Glory, get behind full cover, please. And switch to your pistol. Drone. My little tiny friend. Get within a better range. And miss. And Blitz, get over here. Throwing grenades at my drone, huh? Alright, Dietrich, get behind cover. Just in case. Oh! Reload. In this game, what? I'm the character right here. Got her. Good. Alright, everybody. Group up on the door. Alright, here we go. Tap a tap tap. Done. Wait, when did that thing get installed? Take cover. Oh dear. A drone and a turret. Okay, we need to take out the turret. What is this thing? Panel appears to be wired into the physical security in some way. Send self-destruct codes to the automated security. Drone control 3. Oh yes. Oh, okay. What on earth is that thing? Oh, that's a pissed off troll. That's not the good, happy-go-lucky internet type of troll. Go air elemental. Destroy the troll. Oh man, it only did 5 damage. Get over here. You get over here. This is gonna all end in tears. Bliss. Cram. Ooh. Oh. Can't reach. Okay. Let's see what this troll does. Ooh. Goes after me and immediately misses. Thank God. Okay. Ooh, good crit. Switch to shotgun. Gee. Never mind. Stick with the sniper rifle for now. Until I can get some people moved. Yeah, come on now. Bleed him. Yes. Yeah, buddy. 5 damage. 5 more damage. 15 damage total. And finishing up with 9 damage. Very nice. And it's dead. Oh, thank God. Oh, man. Paranoid dude was paranoid. Drone? Pick up thing? Some bliss. The drone appears to be broken. All I can seem to do is hover in place. Take it, why not? Free drone. Free drone to get home. Pick up, I don't know what this is. I'll take it. The drug formula for jazz. Oh, okay. Let's open the safe. And we take it, I think. 1,400 creds. And some nitro. That's all he had in here? Dreck. Okay. Now what? That's it? 1,400 new yen and a thing of nitro in your safe? A busted drone? Well, let's go back down. Yeah, ground floor club. Okay. Let's go find Little Miss Silk. Very true, Ferg. Have you found my stuff yet? I really need that money. I have it, but I think I deserve some credits for my efforts. Okay, yeah, I can get behind that. She presses her thumb to the decoded cred stick you retrieved for her, and its display comes to life. She presses it to your cred stick, and 100 million is instantly transferred from her account to yours. There, all done. She breathes a sigh of relief, then surveys the items that you retrieved for her. Thank you again so much. I don't think I'd ever have seen this stuff again if it weren't for you. You wouldn't have. She glances at the encoded cred stick in her hand again, checking the balance. Her smile broadens. You helped me when no one else would. That means a lot. Enjoy the money. You earned it. Awesome. Okay. Well, we found Green Winters. We got our info. Let's get the hay out of here. Come on, Glory. Hurry up. Don't dawdle. Hey, thanks for the assist. Can't tell you how happy I am to leave this place behind. No problem. Blitz nods at you, then abruptly changes the subject. Say, you wouldn't happen to need a Nova Hot Decker, would you? Because I suddenly find myself unemployed. As it happens, we could use a Decker, yes. Excellent, fantastic. I promise you, you won't regret it. Blitz has joined your team. Awesome. I got a free Decker. I got a free Decker and a free drone. Some money. Some drugs I can sell somewhere. Your team makes it back to the nearest U-Bahn station. 20 minutes later, you're on a return trip to the cruise bazaar, leaving the filth of Dragonfall far behind. But the image of Green Winter's twisted corpse continues to linger in your mind. You lift one of the discs that you pulled from Winter's safe to the light. Reflections dance off of its surface. With luck, you'll soon have the answers you've been looking for. And an autosave, and zoop. Crew advancement available. As you lead your team through the shadows, your companions will continue to develop and learn new combat skills. Clicking the icon in the lower right-hand corner of the screen will open up the crew advancement menu. When this icon is highlighted, one or more of your companions is eligible to learn a new combat skill. At each advancement level, you may choose one of 2 possible combat skills for each of your runners. Choose wisely. Sweet. Level up the crew. Shotgun specialist. Sniper specialist. I think we're going to go sniper. And blitz. Oh, Ferg with 200 bits. Thank you very much for the bits, Ferg. Pardon me. I can't tell on this tiny little screen. I do believe that makes a Fergcraft the stream boss. Nothing for you. Razor specialist, gained ability, compound attack. Melee attack of razor slash followed up by a kick. Pierces up to 1 armor, may do AP damage. 1 AP, cooldown 2. Ooh. Yes. And then meltdown and blade specialist. It'll last until the next stream, or you know, if Blom decides he wants to drop in at the end of this one. I do believe that's everybody, and confirm all. All right, cool. Yep. I'm not at level 3 yet for him, so. Alright. Back to base. Take a drink. And the Decker is in the storage room. Blitz looks up at your approach. The table beside him is littered with cigarette butts, and a data jack cable dangles from a portable terminal set up by his side. Hey, Chief, you need something? Now that you're all settled in, I've got some questions for you. Yes, he does like to appear like an upside-down ninja who's right side up because he's on the opposite side of the world. I think I've been hanging out with you too much because that made sense. Blitz glances wistfully back at the terminal on the table, then turns back with a sigh of resignation. I suppose, but try to keep it short, okay, Chief? I got things to do. How long were you in Dragonkeep? Exactly, Maret. I ended up there after the anarchist revolution of '39. I was just a kid back then, too young to realize how good I was, how much money I could have made working the shadows. He shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. And so, being young and dumb, I fell in with the gang crowd, and that was that. You were a member of a drug gang. Why should I trust you? Why wouldn't you, Chief? I mean, just look at me. He does his best to give you a winning smile. I'm a trustworthy guy. Prove it. Tell me about the gang you ran with. Only half paying attention. Monster Hunter World came out for PC earlier today. Been wanting this a long time. Well, I don't know all that much, Chief. I wasn't a member of the gang leadership or anything. I'm not really sure why you care either. Consider it a test. I need to know where your loyalties lie. He rolls his eyes. If that's what it'll take you to get... If that's what it'll take for you to trust me, fine. Anything for you, Chief. Well, where to begin? When I first arrived at Dragonkeep, I spent some time taking in the lay of the land. The Schwarzherzen were still a pretty small gang, strictly street level, but I could see they were going places. I did a little pro bono decking for their leader, a fat little dwarf named Dieter. Soon enough, I was part of the family. For a drug gang, the Schwarzherzen were decent enough folks. I made a lot of money with them, helped them take the hotel in the first place. We had a lot of good years there. Then Dieter was killed in a firefight, and our happy little family fell apart. Was that when the hotel got attacked? Blitz takes a deep breath, shifts his weight from one foot to the other. Not exactly. The Schwarzeneggen maintained their hold on Drogenkeep, but the change of leadership was bad news for me. After Dieter kicked the bucket, his second-in-command took over. She was a real piece of work. Called herself Leonie Luster. She had a vicious streak a mile long, and she was none too fond of me. Can't imagine why not. I know, what's not to like? Maybe she felt threatened by my friendship with Dieter back before he ate that bullet. Or maybe she was just jealous of my really good looks. Who the hell knows? The point is, she went after me, vigorously. Within 24 hours of Dieter's death, I had a price on my head, and then the hotel got taken over. So that's what you need to know about the Schwarzeneggen. They were a great gang, a powerful gang. I helped to make them that way. And then they had management turnover and everything went to hell. Blitz rocks back on his feet, his hands in his pockets. That's it. End of story. Anything else you want to talk about? Wait a second. That isn't it. There are some pretty big holes in that story. Fine, Chief. This is all ancient history. Wouldn't you rather talk about the future? The runs we're going to go on, all the money we're going to make. Blitz, tell me what happened between Luster putting the price on your head and the hotel getting attacked. Alright, Chief, fine. If that's what it'll take to make you happy. So I was in a bind, right? The members of the Schwarzeneggen who were loyal to Luster were all out for my blood, and none of the others were going to stick their necks out for me. The advantage of being a ganger is protection in numbers. When those numbers turn against you, you've got to get creative if you want to stay alive. What'd you do? Blitz taps the plastic of his data jack. But I had to. Luster had declared war on me, so I retaliated. I won. All without ever firing a shot. That's not an answer. Blitz sighs. You won't be satisfied until I spell it out, will you? Okay, fine. I hacked into Luster's computer and sent all of her information to a rival organization. Remember Frank from the hotel? He was my liaison. They hit the Schwarzeneggen, and they hit him hard. Then they took the hotel, and then they took me. I'll admit the plan backfired a little. Well, you did what you had to do. Your place probably would have done the same. Blitz lets out a sigh of relief. Thanks, Chief. I know you'd understand. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to what I was doing. He gives you a lazy salute. We'll talk later, I'm sure. And Chief, I'm glad to be a member of the team. Yeah, well, just remember you're a member of my team, not anyone else's. Hello, Dante. You look down to see a pair of bright eyes set into a scruffy face looking back up at you. Dante, Monica's old dog. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. On some instinctive level, he must know his master is gone. Dante lets out a small whine, then rubs his head against your leg. Pet him. Woof. And pet him again. Pet the doggy. And tell him to stay put. Aroo. And pet him. Okay. We can pet the doggy and we can tell him to sit and stay and all that. Let's go check out the computer real quick. Check inbox for new messages. You have no unread messages. Access the BBS. Post pay data for sale. Yada. Post the antiquities delivery schedule. Posting will remain active for 2 days. Search for relevant keywords. Killer in Seattle. Who's Bloods? Killer in Seattle. What? Oh yeah, the Emerald City Ripper. Okay. And walk away. Alright, pay data is up for sale. Let's go talk with Hall. Amsel's expression is harder than you've seen it before. When he speaks, his voice is grim. Iger has told me of Greenwinter's death. She said that he died in the same manner that Monica did. It wasn't a pretty sight. Amsel nods gravely. I know that you and Iger have had your differences. I will tell you that she was badly shaken by the sight of Winter's body. She also mentioned that you found something in Winter's safe, a package full of very old discs. May I see them? Of course. Good God. Gingerly, Amsel lifts a disc from the bundle and holds it up to the light. Slowly, he begins to turn it in his hand, causing rainbow patterns to shimmer across its surface. I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. This is a DVD-RW, a data storage medium from the mid-2000s. I'm amazed that Winters was able to find a device that could play it. Do you know how we can read these things? He puts down the DVD in his hands and quickly inspects the others. The first disc that I looked at might be readable. The others are damaged. Well, some severely so. I have my doubts about them. For now, let's concentrate on the undamaged disc. There's a little shop outside, the Data Haven. Talk to the proprietor, Malit Holier. Wow. I think I pronounced that correctly. She might be able to help. Tell her to put the cost of the device on my account. I'm on it. Any doggy. Any doggy. And don't stay put. You stay here, boy. I just gotta run to the local Radio Shack. There we are. The dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen trid screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Welcome to the Data Haven. Can I help you with something? I acquired this drone. Can you get it up and running again? Yeah, probably. Might take a bit of doing, though. I love working on these old corp drones. Can't make you any guarantees, but either way, it's on the house. I'll leave it in your hands. I'll start on it right now. See you later. Hang on a second. There was something else I wanted to talk to you about. Yes, go on. I'm listening. Looking for something to play back a DVD-RW. Really? That is old tech. Very old, in fact. Just a moment. I will go look. She turns to rummaging through a bin of obsolete components at the back of her stall. Ah, yes, here we are. The dwarf wrestles a mid-sized flat-screen display out of the bin. This display has old enough hookups to connect to a DVD player. RCA, you know. Vintage. The player itself, though, this I do not have. You may wish to try your luck down at the junkyard. There is a scavenger there, a primitive man with a crude disposition. If anyone here in the Cruise Bazaar can help you find your DVD player, he can, but he will almost certainly attempt to overcharge you for it. She takes a deep breath and smiles up at you. But you are not here for gossip. Shall we conclude our business? I can give you the display for, say, 200 million? Paul Amsel said to charge it to his account. Ah, very well. I will have it packaged up and delivered to Herr Amsel straight away. Best of luck finding your DVD reader. I wish you well. It's not a DVD reader, it's a DVD player. Amsel will be asking me to go find an old Betamax. Alright. Gonna run over to the junkyard. Take care of that real quick. Release these away. Ah, here we are. A stout old man looks up from whatever old tech he's tinkering with to squint at you through thick, old-fashioned glasses. He pushes them up with an old, oil-stained finger as he straightens up to nod at you. He speaks with a gruff but well-meaning tone, heavily accented with German tonality. Guten Tag. What can I do for you? Malit tells me you're the man to speak to about DVDs. That little shrew sent you my way, huh? Shroddy's smile broadens. The wonders never cease. Well, introductions are in order, I suppose. Shroddy Buchman at your service. The old man raises a grimy hand in salute. Need something salvaged? Some old components? Direct? I hope I said that right. I am indeed your man. Wonderful. How about that DVD player? Well, let's see. I think I've got something that'll work for you. Shroddy rummages through the junk heaped on the table behind him. A few seconds later, he snatches a battered plastic lozenge shape from the pile. Ah, here we go. An old Korean player that I dug up last week. 2010 model. A real beauty. Shroddy's smile broadens, and he gives you a conspiratorial wink. I fixed her up and got her running, but without any discs to read. I've mostly been using her as a paperweight. Sounds like what I'm looking for. How much do you want for it? Shroddy glances back at the DVD player, a rueful expression on his face. Well, I'll admit, I'm a little loath to part with her. There's plenty of folks out there who'd really appreciate an older player such as this, and I don't know what your intentions are for it. I suppose, given the time and trouble I took putting her back together, I'd be willing to part for, say... Shroddy's eyes dart over your gear, a calculated expression on his face. About 500 million? Alright, deal. Shroddy blinks up a bit with surprise, but his beard betrays no movement in his face. You just... Alright there, friend. He picks up the ancient device from the table gingerly and presses it into your hands. The plastic is scuffed and worn, and it rattles a bit when you move it. A hell of a deal. Anyway, I'm happy knowing that she's going to see some use again. Give her some good use, okay? Daggone highway robbery. I can get a DVD player right now for 20 bucks. Sheesh. Okay. Here we go. It seems that Amsel has assembled the team in your absence. They stand in a group around the old display that you had my late deliver. On their faces you can see excitement and apprehension, curiosity and dread. Preacher, have you procured a DVD reader? Hand Amsel the DVD player. I have, it's right here. Good, this should only take me a moment. Amsel disappears behind the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears, a satisfied look on his face. Everything appears to be functional. The disc should be ready to play. Well, don't keep us in suspense. Start the damn thing already. Preacher went to the trouble of fetching everything. Let him do the honors. Amsel steps back, clearing a path for you to access the antique machine. Alright. The soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. The scratched LCD display comes to life and a menu fills the screen. Play track 1. The screen goes black and a cheerful digital chiming sound spills out of the display speakers. A crackle of static fills the air, coupled with a shrill electronic whine. After a few moments the display goes live and a disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. The timestamp on the screen is 2034-915. Hermie, I think we found her. After all this time... Firewing, I knew that she wasn't dead. His speech is jittery. You can hear the urgency in his voice. She survived the Dragonfall. Just as I've always said. I knew it, and I was right. The screen explodes into static, and the electronic whine in the background sharpens into a needle-like pulse of high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a low whimper. The screen clears, and the excited face is closer to the screen than it was before. The words spill out of him in a breathless sigh. Taking a team into the SOX to retrieve her, the radiation be damned. We will make appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think that the body may be nearby as well. Somehow she has survived for all this time. The screen explodes into static again, then clears. The figure flickers across the screen. May not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? I worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know things are heating up in Berlin, and I know you. Student protests, civil uprising. You'll be in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright? And I'll do my best to do the same. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into the SOX, but I do know one thing. If the fire wing is still in a danger, I will put an end to her, once and for all. The display goes black, and the background whine fades away. A moment later, you find yourself deposited back at the menu screen. Let's see what's on track 2. The screen goes black for a moment, then a figure appears on the screen. Your late client, Green Winters. His elbow is planted on the table that he's seated at, and his chin rests on his palm. The other hand is wrapped around a bottle of cheap whiskey. The timestamp on the video reads 20:53:12:25. Found the message Adrian left me all those years ago. Got it cleaned up as best I could. Strange hearing his voice again. He pauses to take a long pull on the bottle. It's good to hear him, even if he did insist on calling me Hermie. Dr. Adrian Vauclair, the hero of the people, the Dragon Slayer. My brother. He grimaces and rubs his eyes. Hard to believe it's been almost 20 years. Alright. So I'm going to start recording these DVDs again. For me, for Adrian, for whoever might wind up watching them. Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time. But I keep doing it anyway on the off chance that I'll find something important. If I stumble into the clue that leads me to my brother, I know I'm going to want it on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sense in quitting now. Christ, 20 years. All this time and still no leads, even with all my contacts and my resources. He takes another long swallow of cheap liquor. Even with my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress at all. I haven't turned up a single goddamn thing. Want to hear something funny? The closest I've gotten to a clue was a rumor. Apparently, a team emerged from the SOX a while back. Nobody's clear on the date, but, and get this, he leans into the camera and gives a conspiratorial wink. Supposedly they vanished without a trace. He upends the bottle, drains it, slams it back down to the table. His eyes are rimmed with red. Not much of a rumor, considering I already know that you're gone, big brother. I live with that every day. Abruptly, Winters leans forward and reaches for something off screen. The display goes black. A few seconds later, the main menu returns. Track 3. There is a grinding sound from the DVD tray, and Green Winter's image appears on the screen. There is an eager look on his face. The timestamp on the video reads 20:54:10:12. Stumbled upon this archival footage of Firewing's original attack, months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. I've got the footage all queued up to play, starting it now. Additional comments to follow. The slow whir of the DVD player shifts to a high-pitched whine. A distorted, wavering image blooms into being on the screen. A timestamp in the upper right corner of the screen marks the date, July 6, 2012. It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The scene is dark and smoky, and the telltale flashes of emergency vehicle lights flicker on the periphery of the screen. The camera pushes in, and you can make out two figures standing in a ruined landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Again, for those of you just joining us, we are coming to you live from Stolberg. A few hours ago, the Dragon Fire Wing launched an unprovoked attack on the sleepy Harz mountain town. And you can see the results behind me. Fire, ashes, and blood. We are joined tonight by a survivor of this latest and most horrifying attack. The reporter turns to face a pale man standing behind him. Sir, I understand that you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us tonight. The camera switches focus to a middle-aged man with a haunted look in his eyes. He stammers out a reply. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible. Just pure chaos. So many people are dead. People I knew, roasted alive, or trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burned to the ground during the attack. My family, we have nothing now. You all made it through the attack, though? Your wife, your kids? Yeah, we all made it, thank God. We rode out the attack in a small shelter, me, my wife, and our 2 daughters. The shelter, it protected us, but the heat was just unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours? I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. And what happened after that? When it was over, you know, when the air cooled down. The reporter nods and the man continues. We stepped outside. There was nothing left, just smoldering wreckage, and in this dense cloud of black, oily smoke. There we go. And the stench in the air. God, that smell. It smelled like roasting meat. There's a long pause. From the tortured look on his face, you can tell that the man is struggling to decide whether or not to continue speaking. Eventually he does. My girls, they found what was left of their nanny outside. Her body, what was left of it, was slumped against the shelter door. I keep telling myself that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in, but that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open the door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her. Not for anyone. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here. An absolutely chilling account of tonight's attack. Again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash, another victim of the fire wing. Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute reporting on Fire Wing's Reign of Terror. Greenwinter's face appears on the screen. Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's a complete dead end. That much is pretty clear by now, so I'm going to do some digging on Fire Wing instead. Let's see where this goes. The screen abruptly goes black as the video cuts off. A few moments later, you find yourself returned to the menu screen. Yeah, okay. Play track 4. The DVD player ramps up to speed, filling the air with a shrill whining sound. Greenwinter's image appears on the screen. The time step on the video reads 2054-1031. Well, that was a bust. Little progress on Fire Wing either. And he shakes his head. I don't know. It's weird. The information is there. It's just wrong somehow. It's too well laid out, too simple. Real life is messy, and this feels just a little too neat. That's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting that tingly feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. It feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaefer, but I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. Winter's image disappears, the display goes black. A few seconds later, the main menu returns. And track 5. The display goes blank for a moment, then the face of Greenwinters blinks onto the screen. He is seated at a computer. Off to his left, an enormous monitor fills the screen. His voice carries an edge of panic. The time step on the video reads 2054-1109. Christ, I'm getting too close to something. There's a trail of bodies, and there have been disappearances. Gearbox, Martian, Peregrine. They've all disappeared within the last few years. Gearbox just went AWOL yesterday. And they were all making the same sorts of inquiries. Can't talk. About the Fire Wing that I've been. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community. Stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff, and I'm starting to think that it's true. Blitz leans in to whisper to you. I know the stories he's talking about, Chief. Never really put much stock in them. Not until now. Could these rumors be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid? He pauses for a moment, as if seriously considering the question. Then he shakes his head and slams his fist on the table. No. I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm right in the middle of it. Iger cuts in. That's a bit of a leap. One other thing. Tolstoy told me a story about a kill team that might be related to all of this. Apparently, a Decker named Hellbore posted a theory about Fire Wing to the Shadowland BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in meat space and cooked her entire apartment with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellbore live posted the event. She described her killer, this great big orc with skin grafts. Then the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace. Leap, Igerlov? Sounds like he's right on track to me. Iger holds her silence, but concedes the point with a small nod. On the screen, Winters pauses. He looks like he's working up to something. Finally, he speaks. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This has got to be Firewing. All of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive and she's out of the SOX. She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again. And that means that I have to find you, Adrian, for everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a solid goddamn lead. I've backtraced all the Matrix nodes that Hellbore was looking into back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that. And I found that she turned up. Winter stabs a few keys on his keyboard, and an image expands to fill the screen of his monitor, a satellite photo of a rural landscape annotated with GPS data. A set of map coordinates. So now, I've got a target, a place to start digging. The Harfeld Manor, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of countryside, miles away from prying eyes. Matrix records indicate that some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate, so that's what I need to get into. And this is where we came in. As if on cue, a familiar image winks onto the monitor to Winter's left, Monica. I think I'm going to tap Schaefer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. I'll feed her some line about Flux State security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon. I warned her. Amsel's voice is choked with rage. I warned her. On the display, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin. Time to put plans into motion. By this time tomorrow night, I should have the information that I need. And on the off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelet and all that. Until then. Winter's image disappears. The display glows black. A few seconds later, the main menu returns. Play track 6. When you play the 6th track, a small video window appears. You recognize the scene in the window. You are looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winter's hotel room at Das Kesselhaus. The timestamp on the video reads 2054-1110. There is a blur of motion, and the haggard form of Green Winters lumbers into frame. Suspicions confirmed. Schaefer dead. Christ. Winters reaches a shaking hand off camera. A moment later it returns, clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up. Slow down. Start from the beginning. Winters closes his eyes and makes a visible effort to calm himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. Got the call from my contact in the Cruz Bazaar. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaefer's skill and experience, on-site IC must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money, real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement unlikely. The connection to the Firewing is too strong. So, let's come right out and say it. The Dragon is what we're dealing with here, and the smart money says that she's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the Flux State can be a hell of a weapon for the man who knows how to manipulate it. Winters takes another long pull from his glass, grimaces and swallows. Time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no, missing Deckers or no, I gotta jack into the Matrix and start pulling strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe for the 20 minutes I'll be in there. Winters drains the rest of the glass, then tosses it back over his shoulder. A moment later you hear the dull clattering sound of hard plastic on linoleum. Schaefer's death was tragic, but she was a staunch supporter of the F-State, but still, all things considered. Winters fishes for something off-screen. A moment later, his hand reappears clutching a data jack cable. Better her than me. He plugs the cable into his head and screen cuts the static. Eject the DVD. As your finger nears the eject button, a black screen cuts in over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. If you're watching this, then I guess they caught up to me. They will be after you too now. Blitz whispers into your ear again, more harshly this time. What the hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? We didn't know. Not exactly. Not exactly? I didn't come here to get hunted by a dragon. I'm not even a part of this. You are now, whether you like it or not, so quiet down and stop bothering him. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Not because he's my brother, because if Firewing is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead and dozens of others have died. You'll be next unless you can find Adrian. The screen cuts back to static. The message is over. The DVD tray slides out of the reader. Well then. I do believe this is a good point to stop because I can't read anymore. My mouth can't take it anymore. So much reading. At least there was some fighting. I forgot how long that dang DVD was. Last time I played this, I clicked through real quick and speed read everything. I didn't read it out loud. Why do I do this to myself? Oh. Okay. I do believe that's going to do it for me. Let me check something real quick. Who is up? Who can raid? I do believe it's toss-up. We can either go raid Ferg or we can go raid Star Harper. I think we'll go raid Ferg, because more than likely he'll be done before Star Harper is, and we can go raid Star Harper from Ferg. So if you're willing to come along for the ride and do a bunch of stream hopping tonight, I'd be greatly appreciative. See, I can't talk. Greatly appreciative if you would come along as we go and raid Ferg. I'm going to save the game. Save game. Save game. Okay. Game is saved. And time to go raid Ferg, folks. So, I'd like to thank everyone who stopped by. Thank Vagram for the raid. And thank everyone who donated bits, and Mallrat for the random sub-gifting. But, there we go. I'll see y'all Sunday night for more Dragonfall. Bye-bye.